This week on NSFW, we're all back. On today's show, we talk about all of the complicated societal issues surrounding Kanye's appearance on InfoWars and Jerry Jones's appearance at a desegregation rally in 1957. We'll also get into the NFL's most embarrassing owner refusing to be outdone as his team remembered a legend. Also, the World Cup made short work of Canada and the U.S. moves on. We'll get into this and much more on this episode of Not Sauce for Work on the Hot Sauce Sports Podcast Network. And we're here. It's been a month.
We never left.
Holy shit. A little bit of a mental health break.
Sure.
/ we had a lot of things outside of the show happening, but we're happy to be back.
Well, we didn't miss anything, right? Nothing big.
Oh my God.
No, everything happened this week, actually.
Well, like, there's a lot of things I actually want to talk about, and I was like, great, we'll get a chance to finally go back and revisit all these topics. Nope, not possible, because the world exploded today. It's been a good time, though. Honestly, like, as much as I'm sure people miss the show when it's not on air, I miss doing it, because
It's fun.
it's fun. It's
Yeah.
the thing we like to do. It's hard, as like we're growing adults with like, responsibilities, whatever.
Yeah,
it's harder
rent.
to see my friends like
Yeah.
on a normal basis. So this is like a job that forces me to spend time with my friends, which is the best kind of job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point, it's not even a job.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't make it like. At one point, it wasn't fun. At one point, we were just kind of going.
We're
through the
spending more
motions.
time on management than making a show.
Yeah, we were trying to grow it a little bit, and I think that, and blessings by some of the guys who wanted to leave, and then we kind of got smaller and smaller and smaller. So I don't know. Where it is right now is where I need it.
Yeah, it made me realize the thing we like doing is creating content,
Yeah.
and the thing we don't like doing is being people's bosses.
Yeah, I was like, I tried not to be, like, hey, you mind doing this for me? And it's like, you always feel bad. And it's
Yeah.
like, at this point, it's like, we just want to do it ourselves.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
for sure.
Fuck
Plus, it's
everybody
also one of those things where, like, okay, we'll just make content, and if other people don't, we're not the people to chase after them
Yeah.
for said content.
else. Yeah.
Like, for example, how we didn't do an episode for the last month.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, at this point.
Yeah, it was like I knew I needed 2 weeks, but then like, it just so happened we can never get more than a single host, or Eagle was out of town.
Yeah, or that,
Yeah.
Or Alex, the intern, wanted on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like,
Can't be
that's not
done.
going to happen.
But celebrations are in order, because Thanksgiving season has passed, and now we move on to another holiday, and that is Christmas. And Terry watched his first Christmas movie for the first time ever. Terry Tam has watched Die Hard.
Yeah. I watched both Die Hards.
I need both. There's 5.
Wait, yeah, there's
What
five.
do you mean
I
both?
know, I'm kidding. There's the numbered ones.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, because there's Die Hard with
So
a Vengeance.
they actually never were numbered, but so movie theaters forever, you could call your movie whatever you wanted, but if it was a sequel, they didn't give a shit. It's Die Hard 2. Die Harder, cool story, bro.
Cool.
Die Hard 2.
Yeah, yeah. So what was the second one? The second one was the airplane thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great movies.
Aren't they?
Second one was better than the first one.
So I in a vacuum, I'm inclined to agree, but as a Christmas movie, I like Die Hard 1 better.
Because he mentions Christmas once.
Well, but also it's at a Christmas party. It snows at the end.
Sure.
No, it doesn't snow. There's the second one. But there's Christmas music at the end.
Yeah.
And the whole point of it is him trying to be with his family for Christmas.
Yes.
Which is also, I guess, the...
It doesn't
the second
snow.
one.
It's in L.A.
Yeah.
The second one snows because it's in...
The second one snows in New York. Yeah, I corrected myself.
Was it New York? It wasn't even New York. Wasn't it Cleveland?
No, he goes back to New York City.
No,
Isn't that the third one?
it's in Washington.
No, the third one's in New York City. Sorry.
Yeah, the second
And it's
one's in-
not a
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Second
I was going
one-
to say, the third one has a dear
It's-
place in my heart
I
because
thought
I watched it the night before my job interview for
Oh.
my first ever job, and
then
they
you
asked me a
referenced it.
question from the movie, and I was like, are you watching TV, the same episodes that I'm watching?
Yeah, the second one was in Washington at Dulles. Because I remember they said
Oh,
Dulles
yeah,
Airport.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not New York. And so that was good. I like the second one.
Yeah,
I
that was
liked
good.
the concept of the second one, kind of like Con Air, or like SWAT, where cops turn bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that stuff.
Yeah, 4 and 5 are regrettable.
Oh, that bad?
Yeah, it's tough.
I should skip it.
No, I mean, look, I
skipping it.
watch everything. So
For cultural purposes, put yourself through it, but know that it won't be satisfactory.
yeah, it's and like they're great titles. Live Free or Die Hard is
Yeah.
a great title.
Of
for a
course.
movie. I'll watch
So 4 is Vengeance, or 3 is Vengeance with a Vengeance.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
4 is
I remember 5 is Live Free or Die Hard. Eagle Free. Feel
the
free
Live
to
Free
look
or
that
Die
up.
Hard sounds like a Bond movie.
What? Sorry.
Live Free or Die Hard sounds like a Bond
But it
movie.
also distinctly sounds like a Die Hard movie because it has the words in it.
It also
A good day
Sounds
to
like a
Die
porn
Hard.
Oh,
movie.
Good Day to
Day to
Die
Die
Hard.
Hard.
That sounds like a Bond movie.
that sounds like a fucking porn movie. It's a good day to die hard.
Yeah.
That's
Good
a
Day to Die
fucking-
Born.
That is a dark porn movie.
So
Yeah, just like Savings Ryan's Privates.
Yeah,
there's some movies coming out for this Christmas that make me feel as though I'm positively living in a simulation.
Like which one?
Like these movies are specifically made for me.
Oh, okay.
There's Violent Night, where the army tries to put down Santa Claus and he fucks everyone up.
What?
Yeah, and it's the dude from Stranger Things, as we have it on the screen here.
I have no audio, or else
I
we're gonna
can't
get
hear it, yeah.
taken down. But so you can
It's
just
fine. Just
see
watch that in the background as we're talking.
It won't get taken down even if.
So
if it's on the
basically,
screen?
he gets noticed, and he's trying to explain to everyone he's Santa Claus, and no one believes him. And then so they try and kill him, and then he basically fucks everyone up. It's been explained to me
This
that it's
is-
Die Hard meets Home Alone.
I was gonna say this is the most peas movie of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to see it. Natalia wants to make a gingerbread house to bring into the theater to watch it. We'll see if they allow it. If not, we'll be delivering it to a homeless person.
Can I come?
Yeah. Hey, we're planning it next week. That'd be awesome.
I want a gingerbread house.
So
I'm very infatuated with this movie. Like, why is Santa kicking everyone's ass? Why
The
is he
other
so-
one-
Why is he so aggressive?
the other one that's coming out is based on a true
Does
story.
he have PTSD? Like, what are we talking about here?
Wait, did you catch that though? Just so you notice.
He's eating pizza. All right, John Leguizamo. What's going on?
Check bang, sir.
And the guy in the back was the guy from. Oh fuck.
He
So
knows.
So
He
follow
knows
us.
it's wrong.
Follow us for further trailer breakdowns.
Okay, yeah. What were you saying?
And the other movie is based on true story.
Yeah.
It is called Cocaine Bear.
Oh yes, I saw this.
Holy fuck!
I didn't see the movie, but my brother told me about the story.
Yeah,
So the real story is he ate 70 pounds worth of cocaine. I had
And
to look
died.
it up. And died, obviously.
Yeah.
But he was probably. How long do you think it took him to die?
it depends how quickly he ate the cocaine.
Yeah, so something.
it could have been 10 minutes.
Because if he ate 70 pounds,
yeah,
I'd say he can eat a 70-pound deer in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So 70 pounds worth of powder, he probably ate in like 2 minutes, right?
yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
2 minutes, right? So he was probably like.
Plus all of the coke he was able to scrape off of his teeth. With
Yeah,
his paw.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, for that amount of time, whatever the amount of time it was when he finished, he had all the 70 pounds worth of cocaine until he died. He was probably, in the history of the world, in the history of the universe, probably the most lethal creature.
Or he got insane. I think he probably got insanely sick right away.
I think he was on a rage, and he would.
Well, that's what the movie is. The movie is he goes on a rage and starts
I know. I saw
killing.
the pictures. It's unbelievable. It's just
Yeah.
like a bear screaming mad. Oh, I never saw the trailer. Are we watching trailers today? That's what we're doing. All right, cool. We started on.
I love how it's so inspired by true event, and it's just a bear ate a bunch of cocaine, and
Oh
now
my
it's a
God.
murderous rampageous bear.
Well, it's a
Like,
better story. But like, can you eat cocaine? Because I know, like weed, for example, you need to
the fuck is
decarboxylate
going-
it.
What the fuck is going on? Is it a funny movie?
I mean, it's doesn't take itself too seriously.
Oh, okay, it's not.
Clearly,
Was that really Yoda?
yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah,
Right.
it's his last. This is his last film, I believe.
This is his last movie, and he looks like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Well, he didn't know he was gonna die.
This is how
Terry.
disappointed I am. I went full Italian. I'm not even Italian. I went full. I mean, what the fuck is going on with the world?
Yeah.
It's fucking. What was his name? Ray Hill. In Goodfellas.
Yeah,
Is it Ray?
I believe so.
I know it's Hill. His last name.
It's secretly. So my wife and I draw movies from a
Yeah.
bowl to see which movie's gonna watch for Christmas.
Yeah.
Goodfellas is one of the picks. She doesn't know it yet.
Goodfellas a Christmas movie?
There's a couple of scenes at Christmas.
I'm putting it on our list too.
Like, look at this. It's fucking ridiculous.
Actually, I'm gonna steal that idea because we have a list also. I'm gonna steal that idea. We're gonna write them down. Yeah.
Also Legion, my friend. Anyway, we'll talk more about movies in a bit. We already talked about Cocaine Bear, and by that I mean Ray Liotta, who died unfortunately. Probably.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
never did it. Never will.
So we'll get into the sports stuff now finally, as it is time for the news. Terry, it's the news for the first time in a month.
Is it December though?
It is December.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's December 1st today.
Oh, it is December 1st.
Yeah.
You know what else is weird? The Titans are good.
No, they're
Are
not.
they good?
They're not. They're not.
I think last year
They're
I was
not.
saying they weren't, and you said they were, and
They're
it's
not.
the same
They're
team.
not. They're not good though.
So here's the thing: I don't want them to be good because I hate watching them. I don't want
exactly.
Titans playoff games.
That's why they're not good.
just because you don't want to.
Because
Okay.
nobody wants to watch them.
Nobody wants
So
to
they're
watch
not going to be good.
They're not compelling.
Yeah.
Look, Derrick Henry is absolutely amazing for sure.
One of the craziest athletes we've ever seen.
Yeah, like because something that big shouldn't be that fast unless it's an actual train.
Yeah. Shouldn't be human. It should be one of those robots in San Francisco that are killing people.
Yes, real life RoboCop. Because
Yeah.
we should have learned from the movies that was a terrible idea.
If only.
It's why we now won't give cocaine to a bear again.
Why would we ever see? Okay, you experience things once.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't give cocaine to a bear. Now we know.
Great, we'll make a movie so
Yeah.
everyone knows.
Yeah. Now we know.
20 years from now, our cyber cops are going to experiment by giving cocaine to bears. And that's how we get Terminators.
We need to get Harmony Korine in here so I can pitch these ideas to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll make a
That'd be
sick
good.
movie out of it.
I'd watch that. So yeah, like it just I was watching this weekend, and Derrick Henry runs for like I don't know 68,000 yards, and on the 2-yard line gets stripped, and Traylon Burks, Titan wide receiver, scores his first touchdown of the season by falling on the ball in the end zone. I was like, that's all of Titans' history as a football team. Like that's their entire sports history is. The only way the receivers can score is when
by
something
running the
weird
ball.
happens.
And I was wondering, like, I have him in fantasy, and I benched him because he's been useless all season pretty much. And
Who,
I'm like,
Henry?
no, not Henry.
Burks?
Burks.
Traylon
Yeah.
Burks.
I was like,
And I was like, how did he get a fumble touchdown recovery? Like, he doesn't play special teams.
so
Like,
how
what the
many
fuck is
points
this?
did he get?
A lot. Because it's more than a regular touchdown. It's like a fancy touchdown or whatever.
What, does he get like all the yards that Henry got?
Good
I'm not sure,
question.
actually.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think Derrick Henry gets the yards, fumbles it.
And then he gets the touchdown or something.
So
yeah.
whatever, let's say he got 80 yards, it's 80. It's 8 minus 4 for the fumble, whatever your league is. And then the other guy just gets the fumble return, the fumble recovery, 2 points, whatever it is, plus a touchdown, 6.
Yeah.
So it's an 8-point,
Gotta be something like that,
swing.
then,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, I just I am not looking forward to watching them in the postseason, and I'll have to because they're gonna make it. They're gonna probably lose first round, but it forces me to watch.
This is
An
why they're
extra
not good.
Titans game.
This is why they're not good. 3 reasons. One reason, they're in the AFC South. There's just nobody good in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. It's not even football.
So we actually haven't talked about this like not only on the show but also like as a matter of talking about it, which just hasn't come up in conversation. But you mentioned the AFC South. One of the teams is being coached by a guy who's never coached the game before, and Jeff Saturday coaching the Colts. And we didn't actually have a chance to talk about it, so I just quickly like
it's true. That was like the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so I had initial thoughts about it, but then it kind of changed. I want to know what you thought.
About Jeff Saturday being hired as a coach?
Yeah.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever. It's not. Oh, no. It's not the dumbest thing ever.
Okay.
This is what I think. I think he chose somebody that he knows is not going to fuck up the rest of the season.
Also, it doesn't matter because you never keep the interim coach anyway.
Exactly. He's
But-
like, I'm going to bring a guy in I trust. Smart guy. Knows the organization really well. Knows
Beautiful beard.
beautiful beard.
Yeah.
Beautiful beard.
Unnecessarily like luscious. And
Yeah.
It's like a forest.
Played center under arguably one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
Understands football. He's a Hall of Famer. Not yet, but I think he will be. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame.
If he isn't, he will be.
He will be. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with him being hired to end the season. I don't think he's going to continue on. If he does, it's on a short leash.
So, I understand it. The only people I understand being outraged by this is the other coaches on staff.
Yeah.
Wide receivers coach who said, "Hey, this was my shot," or offensive. You're not going to take an offensive or defensive coordinator because like you then need to train someone to do a much more complex job than like head coach. Like you're the CEO. You sort
Yeah.
of manage the people, but like on a week's notice, you can't take Jeff Saturday to be offensive coordinator, right? Like that's a much harder challenge.
Yeah, it's like remember when what's the coach for the Buccaneers? He was a DB coach.
Todd Bowles,
No,
because he looks like he's out of his depth as
Rashid Moore.
well. Yes, Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris. He became the head coach after being hired on as the receivers coach. 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks after being hired as a receivers coach, he became a head coach, and then he got fired like 2 years later.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He was just an interim guy.
He just happened to be there, and it was like okay. It was like that show, not Lone Survivor, Designated Survivor. You ever
I
seen
haven't
that?
seen it, but I heard it's good.
It's a good show, but I didn't know what that term was. Designated Survivor. It's whoever's the last person in the ranks that's not dead. So he was the last one that wasn't dead.
Yeah, he was a designated survivor. There you go.
He's a designated
But
survivor.
so I understand like the outrage from those people, right? Because it cost them an opportunity. But the thing I found interesting was all the ex-coaches in the media, like Bill Cowher and Steve Mariucci,
They
like
hated it.
all these guys hating it, like they jumped the line, and it was like, you know that you guys were coaches with no media training and got a job in media and jumped the line. No self-awareness whatsoever, and like those are hard jobs too, right?
There's
like
plenty of guys out there that were good receivers or or stats guys
or
that
just
played
guys who
football that know
study
the game.
media who are working in a local market somewhere, and
Don't tell me Terry Bradshaw's opinion fucking matters. The guy doesn't say anything.
No.
I don't watch these guys ever. I watch them on because of Thanksgiving. I was home all day
It's
watching
rough.
football.
It's rough. You know, I put it on mute almost all the time.
Michael Strahan is there for a paycheck. Like you can tell, he doesn't like any of them. I don't think they like him.
He's best friends with one of them. Well, he's best friends with Jay Glazer, yeah.
Well,
But
Glazer, okay. I like Glazer. I like Strahan. The rest can suck. I mean, listen.
The rest don't say anything.
They don't say anything. Like Howie Long, at one point, he started a sentence. Somebody cut him off, and then they never finished.
Well, because Howie Long didn't know how it ended.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Terry Bradshaw, he's lost. He is lost, man. He's lost. Like, why is he on TV? Jimmy
I also
Johnson.
don't understand the all these like and your chance to win Terry Bradshaw's money. Like, he seems like a nice guy. Why don't I take his money?
Yeah. Like Michael Strahan had to give away a car. I'm like, what's going on here? But Jimmy Johnson, they asked him who's gonna win, and he didn't want to give an answer.
Yeah.
He almost refused to give an answer. And he's like, I'm going to take Cowboys. Like, of course you're going to take the Cowboys. You're never not going to take the Cowboys. Just say it. Like, you didn't want to say who he was going to take.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson is especially there for paycheck.
Oh, yeah.
That dude just wants to be on his boat all the time.
Strahan is like, I just wanted to do my morning show. But they're like, if we're going to give you all this money.
Yeah.
No, they're like, no, I think they use it like, we'll give you this money, but you got to do this.
You got to do both, yeah.
You got to do it. He's like, all right, I like football. I'll do it.
No, it's I found it funny that the people with the most outrage weren't like it wasn't even like Deion Sanders who was told you can't start as an NFL head coach. You got to go down to Coach Jackson
to college.
State.
And he's like, all right, I'll do it.
It was TV media personalities who literally got there jumping a line.
It doesn't fucking make sense.
It's wild.
And I don't know why it's like one of their own boys. Like, what's his name? Joe Thomas? I get what he said. Okay, I understand his sentiment. And I understand he has a different reality. He's a locker room. But at this point, like, just give the guy a break, man. He's one of your boys.
Like, if someone, but also like,
supposed to be a brother.
But Terry, let's say U.S. Terry Tam. Yeah. If Jim Irsay came to you and offered you the job, because he might,
at this point,
wouldn't you take it?
Of course,
even though you don't deserve that job.
Of course, I would take it.
We all take it.
100%. Who wouldn't take that job?
Apparently, Joe Thomas.
Yeah,
apparently Joe Thomas. But
I'm better than that shit, bro.
Irsay has his issues as an owner. Jerry Jones has some others. A picture surfaced recently about a time, and we don't have the picture.
No.
But it was him at a desegregation rally in 1957.
Jerry Jones?
What?
Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was like 15. Like, he was on a college campus. Like,
yeah. No, I'm not saying. I didn't even hear about
it. It's not great, and I'm sure he's learned a lot. But the point of the Washington Post story was about how NFL owners who grew up in an age of segregation tend to hire less minorities, right? And they use that as a there you go. There's a picture.
Where is he?
He's the one who very clearly looks exactly like Jerry Jones.
Honestly, I wouldn't have said it was him.
Really? I picked it out immediately. That to me is like the first page of Where's Waldo.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna tell you who I think is Jerry Jones over that guy.
Go for it. You show the people who you think Jerry Jones is.
So
you're telestrating like Michael Strahan and Terry Bradshaw on that.
Yeah, that guy right there. That guy.
No,
this looks like a 15-year-old. That looks like a 15-year-old Jerry Jones.
The guy in front of him, the guy you pointed at, looks like Charlie Sheen.
He looks like John C. Reilly.
Also, John C. Reilly. I never
That
realized.
is John C. Reilly's like ancestor.
Also, never knew that John C. Reilly and Charlie Sheen looked the same. Until that guy showed his face in this picture.
All right, there you go. But now I do see the Jerry Jones. Now that I get
Yeah. So, but people are largely missing the point on this. Where like the story was like, it's not the gotcha of like you were at a rally. 1957. A lot of people were. Look at all those white people.
it's what he's learned.
It's that he has like
That's his
it
base.
formed who he was, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't even saying like this is a thing he's doing consciously. It just like over time the friendships he built largely were, especially at that time, largely were with white people.
Of course.
Which is not a crazy thing to say.
Well,
you
no,
know?
you enjoy people that have the same the same they're like-minded.
Yeah,
I mean,
know
you
what
can
I
make
mean?
an argument he's Don Sterling without the verbal racism, right? Like he hasn't done anything.
I think
to
there's a
show
world
it.
of difference between John Stewart.
But you get my point. Though,
I
right?
don't
The-
think-
the
I don't
same
think-
arguments people were using to justify him are being used here. If you're like, oh, well, it's 1957, and that's how you grew up. And
Listen, Jerry Jones went to school with fucking Bill Clinton. He's from Arkansas.
Yeah.
He played football at Arkansas when there was like one black guy on the team. If there was,
Was he their best player?
he's an oil tycoon from Texas
Yeah. Who raised the price of oil during an ice storm?
who raised the price of oil during an ice storm, who bought the Dallas Cowboys, got rid of their fucking long-standing whoever, traded the house for Herschel Walker.
Well, he
Traded away, yeah. And rebuilt an entire organization.
But I think
with black
the-
and white people.
I think the team that's getting the least returns on Herschel Walker are the Republican Party.
He's embarrassing.
It's a bad like
He's
so.
embarrassing.
I,
I'm pretty conservative to a certain extent,
A
maybe.
pronoun? What's that?
but this guy's bad. He's bad.
he also has openly admitted to holding a gun to his ex-wife's head.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
And forcing her to get an abortion. Oh, by the way, no one should get abortions. But
No.
not.
but
I'm
also
okay, though.
that woman, I don't know her. She's only my ex-wife. What is going on?
And wasn't there a thing about vampires?
I don't know.
Oh no,
He went
he's-
batshit crazy on like a
he's-
tangent.
Yeah, he's gone a lot. There's a lot of things about him. He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
It's all the juice that he took.
I think
all
my
those
favorite though
years.
is when they asked him about whatever Georgian county he was running. He's like, I don't know, I don't live here.
He doesn't. He lives in Texas.
Exactly, that's why.
Why would you move away
He
from Texas?
played in Athens.
Yeah.
Why would I want to live in Georgia?
Who the fuck would want to live in Georgia?
So
You're running for senator, sir.
what's interesting though is a lot of the outrage seems to be about how the quote unquote media has attacked Kyrie but not Jerry Jones. And I don't know. Maybe I just see different things than other people because I read.
Is Jerry Jones in like does he have like a rag on his head? Is he holding a burning cross?
No, like again,
he-
it's obviously not a great optic.
It's not.
And my thing is,
And it looks like he's kind of like curious about what's going on over there. He's like,
well, he literally said his answer was, "I was curious."
yeah, and he's like looking over there, and we don't know what happened after.
It's kind of
Maybe he ran away.
It's kind of a weak. It's a weak explanation. I was curious because like when something like that's happening on your campus, you know what's
You
happening.
know what's happening on your
Like
campus.
when there was like when I was in school, there was a Palestinian.
can I
In
say-
his defense,
I wanna
it
see
does
it.
look like he's trying to see what's going on. Like you know who knows he's fucked up? This guy right here. He's like, ah, shit.
They got it on camera. Oh.
Shit.
Yeah,
He's like, they're
don't
gonna
hire
s-
that guy.
He's like, they're gonna see this in 60 years, and I'm fucked.
I mean, he doesn't not look like Mike McCarthy.
Oh no, this is when.
1957.
So Jerry Jones is 15 here. So let's do the math.
I mean, he's
So
15,
65.
16, around that.
65. He's only 80.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I thought he was
And this
older.
guy's definitely dead. I mean, let's
Oh
be
yeah,
real.
that's
Or Mike McCarthy.
or Mike McCarthy.
Maybe Mike McCarthy's a vampire. We don't know.
I'm just gonna say this. We don't have to go into it. I'm pleasantly happy with Mike McCarthy this year. Next.
Yeah. I just be happy you have a really good general manager who gets some really good pieces.
Well, general managers.
Because it's not schematically that they're
General
winning.
manager's in that picture.
He's the white guy standing next to Jerry Jones. You know, a lot of people are doing the comparison shopping with the Kyrie thing. It just the one thing I will say in Jerry Jones' defense was he kind of owned it right away, where Kyrie was just trying to do that weird like. So the worst part is I like Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad human person. Unlike Kanye West. I think he's a good person who just he wants to play this role of the the intellectual.
Yeah. He's trying to be Aaron Rodgers.
But at the same time,
Honestly, true.
But I
he's
feel
trying to
both
be Aaron
those
Rodgers.
guys are also intellectually lazy. Like they base
A
their
little bit.
opinions based on the headline without actually diving further into
I don't
it.
feel that way about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I feel that way 1,000%. Aaron
Certain
Rodgers-
things, yes, but not everything. I mean, I really do believe that he did like all the things I believe that he did everything he had to do to not get the vaccine.
Yeah, but like his
the second.
his own research, I believe, consists of reading 3 headlines, and that was it.
I think it was a lot more than that, but I also think that he was looking for a reason to not. You know, like when
He honestly, both
You
of them,
find what you want to see.
you reverse search, whatever it's called there.
yeah, but both of them remind me of the douchebag at the college party who just likes to talk like they know more than everyone else.
Oh my God, man!
And, but you
one
can
guy
tell
on-
that
like
their
that scene
knowledge
from
of
Good Will
everything is so
Hunting.
superficial.
like there's this one guy on Bachelor in Paradise this season. It was awful, man. His name was Aaron. He
we need
talked
to
like
get
this.
Kyrie and Aaron Rodgers on Bachelor in Paradise.
Aaron Rodgers would clean.
They're
house.
both bachelors, so
Aaron Rodgers would clean house on Bachelor in
Yeah.
Paradise because he doesn't give a fuck.
I disagree. I think both of them
He got rid of
very
3
much. They're very aware about what people think about them, and it haunts them.
He got rid of 3 of the hottest women.
Yeah. Well, or did they get rid of him?
I mean, it's not known, but it's like, it's always hinted at, and obviously they're not going to talk about it, but it's always hinted at like he left them. Like Danica, he left. Olivia Munn, he dumped her. She was bitter. Olivia Munn, though.
John
Yeah, but like-
Mulaney
but also-
lucked
but like-
out there.
But
yeah,
does
big time. John Mulaney is another good-looking guy. He got him and Munn. They got beautiful
Yeah.
babies.
but like, but also
Babies? I
like,
don't know.
it's
Maybe.
not necessarily a positive thing, right? Like, it just means maybe you suck in relationships. You know what I mean? Like,
No, but I'm saying is like he's so like secure with himself that he's able to.
but
he's
honestly,
able
everything
to
I
distance
see from
himself.
him on McAfee, he looks really insecure. He
I don't
looks
watch him on
always
McAfee,
looking
so.
for he always looks like he's looking for validation. The whole thing of not being honest with the vaccine, like that to me showed like you very much clearly care what people think about you. Like Kyrie, to his defense, at least he said, "I'm not getting vaccinated, I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
So like, okay, like I don't agree with you, but hey, at least you're honest,
Yeah,
man.
just don't
Nobody's
do
gonna call you a liar.
Yeah.
People gonna call you a lot of other shit because you're fucking crazy. But
It's crazy.
you know, I think in the case of Kyrie, he's often a bad messenger, and I think he gets a bad rap because like people look at it like you're holding your team back, and like people often don't look as players. They look at owners as individuals, but not players as individuals, and that to me
That's-
might be the
that's very
disconnect. But
I think it's also very easy to defend Kyrie at times because you look at all the positive things he's done for his community, right? Like
Yeah.
all the volunteer work, the
Yeah, of
charities,
course.
all the
Yeah.
stuff he gets involved in.
But
and they're like, yeah,
that's
but
why he's a
look,
good-
oh, you're giving him shit because he's so good for a different community. He's like, well, no, because you can be like good in a lot of other ways and be a fucking idiot in others and propagate bad information.
Peace talks about it. It's the whataboutisms, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like to me,
It's like Portnoy.
Here's-
Portnoy says something 10 years ago. He's getting shit for it today, and then somebody will comment right under it like, "Oh, but you mentioned this 10 years ago, but you don't mention that he donated $30 million to small businesses during the pandemic." Okay, he did that. That's fine.
people are complex.
And, yeah,
I have things about me that are awesome.
yeah.
I have great taste in movies, for
Yeah.
example.
Movie
Um,
trailers. You have great
And this
taste
isn't like
movie
a
trailers.
scale where you're like trying to balance
No.
out. Like, I mean, he's good at this, but he's also an anti-Semite, so that
It's
equals
like
out.
you got to take each situation and you have to isolate every single interaction, and you have to be like, okay, am I going to vibe with this guy or not?
Yeah.
And you make your decision from that. And
Yeah, exactly. Feeding the homeless, good.
good.
Anti-Jewish tendencies, not so good.
Yeah.
And
Refusing to apologize for it?
and here's the thing. I'm gonna make 3 statements that don't need a what about. The first statement is Kanye West.
I like Cox.
Kanye West made great music.
Yes. Graduation still on my Jib playlist.
Kanye West.
Wait, can I stop you on that one? Because the most recent album is pretty bad. So what about that?
No, I
one?
said made. I said made.
I mean, technically, he just made that one
Yo,
too.
I'm good with Up to Life of Pablo. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
Kanye made great music.
So not that.
The second statement that doesn't need a what about, Kanye needs help.
We're not doctors, but I think everybody has
I mean,
eyes.
Not
And
if they're
ears.
Jewish.
having dated someone who's bipolar, I can tell you it feels like that.
Yeah.
Third thing, Kanye West is an asshole.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
That's
think
it.
it's...
So he was on
If it was never clear before, it's fucking clear now.
today specifically.
Today especially, let me get into a piece. The guy goes on fucking Alex Jones.
Yeah.
He goes on Alex Jones. Alex Jones is the person in the conversation that is the more how do we say
Reasonable.
reasonable? Yeah. Alex Jones is the more reasonable one in the conversation.
The
Which
guy
is
who
a lot.
said
Exactly.
all those parents and children were faking the shooting, right? He
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
reason
Well,
for
he's-
this content.
I was gonna
Reasonable
say, Eagle. He's gonna say this appearance that we're about to watch never happened. So
Yeah,
let's
let's
play
just
it.
watch it. Yeah, I gotta see this again.
You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician. You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
You're not a Nazi. You don't
That's the
deserve
one.
to be called that and
Especially.
demonized.
I like the especially. Even Hitler would be like, okay, until he became like the Hitler we all know and hate.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like a nice kid.
So,
Maybe.
and
Yeah.
this is going to sound
Why is it
really
important that
fucking
he
weird
was?
for me to go down this rabbit hole here, but
Give me.
you can make an
I
argument
love rabbit
that a
holes.
lot of the experiments that were done during World War II actually did progress science. I'm not saying they were valid, ethical,
Yeah, it's
etc.
also why we don't experiment on humans.
Correct.
Exactly.
Exactly. And so if that's your way of saying he contributed to not doing that shit ever again, and that's your contribution to society, okay.
But it like
Maybe.
So, but
I
I've said this. I've said this about my general view of societal issues. I don't even want to say political issues. But societal issues is this: the cost can't be human life.
yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing we have is human life.
Yeah.
Yeah, if his contribution to society is perfecting the playbook for genocide, then he did a really great job.
But again, it can't be a positive thing if you take for granted that the cost cannot be human life.
Two things, okay? What you said reminded me of Alyssa Milano saying that she's not going to buy Tesla cars anymore because she doesn't like Elon Trump.
Yes.
Wow. Very weird.
No, well said. well
Elon
said.
Musk. No, because I like Elon Musk. I think he's fucking hilarious.
I think he's a fraud.
Oh, I'm not
Fraud.
I mean, it doesn't mean you don't like him.
I don't like.
I
fraud.
like him in
Tell you what,
spite
tell
of
you what,
him.
tell
You're
you
just
what.
upset you didn't get
How
your
about he
truck yet.
delivers Porch's fucking
Right,
Cybertruck,
we want it right now.
and then I'm good. Then I'm good.
Then I'm
Do
good, bro.
one thing.
I'm on your side, bro. I'm on your side. I'll
Do one
follow you,
thing.
everything.
Take all of the mining money your dad left you, and build a goddamn Cybertruck.
So Alyssa Milano, she's like, I sold my Tesla. I gave it back. I'm switching to a Volkswagen because whatever. Somebody responds under, bro, Hitler created Volkswagen.
He did.
I know.
Until 1989, the keys all had the letters AH on them.
It's crazy.
Yeah. How was that an oversight, by the way?
Yeah.
Who was like, oh shit, we're gonna take that off?
It's like we already made 4 billion of them. We gotta
It's too late.
let them run out. And I forgot what the second
And,
one
and
was.
that's why they invented keyless contact.
Fucking guy.
It's look. I mean, I don't mean to make light of it. We're making light of Kanye West. We're not making light of Hitler, the Holocaust, obviously.
Second thing, sorry. He said what I bring to the table. He has a line on one of the games on the games album, a song called I don't even know if it's on Easy, but it's a good song. It's on my gym playlist. He's like, what do I have to bring to the table when I'm the table? Bro, you're a hypocrite. You said it in a song and now you're saying you're not the table? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, seriously.
You lost credibility to me. It's over.
Yeah, because that was the
Yeah,
final
that was
straw.
the kicker, man. I was like, you know what? I'm holding on to Kanye because he gave me a lot of good memories, but like, that was it, man. You're a hypocrite. You
It's-
fucked up my music.
And I never expect athletes or artists to be perfect or even good.
Smart.
I don't have an expectation for them to be role models.
Yeah.
But this is another level, man. Like,
No, he's an idiot, man. And the worst part is like Alex Jones was giving him an out. He was
Yeah.
giving him yeah, you don't need to be demonized. Like, if you're like for what you're doing or whatever it is, like, you don't. He's like, you're not a Nazi. You're not Hitler. You don't need to be demonized for that. And then he's like, yeah, well, Nazis weren't that bad either. Like, why do you have to say that?
After
Why?
all this time, we thought
And-
South
and-
Park was the people who were going to parody Kanye West the most, and it turns out Kanye was
It was
Kanye all along.
He wins.
Ye did. Ye parodied Kanye.
so I think his message was
You go. I'm gonna
We
send you a
shouldn't-
picture. You're gonna post it on the thing.
we shouldn't be separating people by category and persecuting them, right?
No,
Wouldn't the best
unless we persecute Alex the intern.
But wouldn't yeah, well that's fine. But wouldn't the best example of not putting people in a category and persecuting them be the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Didn't we already learn that lesson? Come on, man.
Look at this picture my buddy sent me. I was on the way here.
Oh man,
This is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. Hebrew.
So that said, we talked about Jerry Jones again. Not a good look. Yet Daniel Snyder was not to be outdone this weekend.
Oh, what an idiot, man.
He was not going to let Jerry Jones be the Joker of the week.
Okay, well, listen. Is it his fault? They're talking about the Sean Taylor thing, right?
Sorry?
You're talking about the Sean Taylor thing,
Yeah.
right? Oh.
He's-
Was it his fault?
He's still the owner of the team.
Is he responsible
It's
for
the
it?
second
Yes,
year in a row that
absolutely.
they botch his memorial. And nobody's asking for this memorial. They're volunteering the memorial.
Oh, last year they sold it, no?
But they did too. They were
sold-
selling like tickets to the area. It's gross.
Oh, my God, man. It's
And
disgusting. What
So
an
Eagle,
awful
put up
human-
the picture.
It says Redskins on the jersey, too.
It does, yeah, because they gave him his original uniform.
But here's the thing: he's wearing soccer cleats. He's wearing like Adidas soccer cleats. He's wearing like Reebok pants. He's wearing like items of clothing he never wore.
He's wearing Copas. I have those soccer shoes. Those are the shoes of all the referees in the world.
Yeah.
So they gave Sean Taylor, one of the best safeties in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
They gave him soccer referee shoes.
a man who died defending his family.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, right?
A man who murdered a punter at an All-Star game.
Yeah. Was
You
it the,
disgraced
Was
him.
it the punter's revenge? Is that the conspiracy?
Yeah, the punter had a kid, and and they worked really hard to get a job at the field, and now they sabotage this on purpose.
There we go.
It's the
They-
ultimate. That's
they-
another movie.
But like this
That's
is
another movie.
they
that
went
come
to
out
Dick's
with.
Sporting Goods and just stole a mannequin, right? Like
Oh, that's exactly.
that's what this is.
Yeah,
It's the clearance rack.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even the good section.
This is what you see in that random store, that sports store where they sell like the worst jackets in the mall.
Yeah.
In winter, they open
Old
for, like,
Redskins memorabilia, like,
Yeah,
now
exactly.
on sale.
For some reason, there's a whole section of one
Black
sports team.
Friday, 2 for 1.
Well, this would be the team.
This would be the team. I mean, yeah, the Redskins.
How do you make it? How do you make the same mistake twice? It's mind
Because he doesn't care because he's a billionaire.
This guy right here,
And
this
no
is
matter
the
what,
reaction
he's
we're
a-
all
But-
having,
but
right?
so-
It's the, what?
So, but all these people, whether it's Ye or Jerry Jones or Daniel Snyder, don't they have PR people who are like, oh, it's a bad idea. You can't do this.
But this guy is like a tyrant from what we're hearing, right? Like he's
Yeah,
just a
that's
guy who just runs the show over there, doesn't let people do shit.
I don't know.
Anyway, we're almost done with him. We're almost
Maybe
done with
in
him.
his defense, he didn't actually see the exhibit because he's hiding from the police on a yacht in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And his reward for being a bigot and a sexist and just garbage owner, garbage person, is that he's going to make about $5 billion when Jeff Bezos comes in and just swoops the team.
I don't know where he finds all the time to do all this marketing when he's deleting emails one by one.
Oh, he had Gruden's son take care of that. Jay Gruden. That's why he hired him.
That's gonna end beautifully for everybody involved.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way this won't get messy.
The best.
I
I would love to party with Jay Gruden though. No?
A couple of sorry,
I would love to party with Jay Gruden.
Jay Gruden. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be a
Jay
good-
Gruden seems like a party.
I feel like he'd be a good party.
I feel like we get to like 6 beers deep, and he'd be like, "Just so you know, I'm nothing like my dad." He would say it like 9 times.
The dad, his brother.
Is this his brother? Oh, it's
John,
his brother.
yeah. I was like, fuck, man. John Gruden's not that old.
No, he's not that old.
He was young when he
He's got a young face.
Yeah, he does have a young face.
Also, a couple of quarterbacks baring their teeth. A couple of quarterbacks waiting for contracts. And Kyler Murray going back after Patrick Peterson, who's saying that Kyler Murray doesn't care about anybody in the team except himself. I find weird that people saying, Kyler, you can just call him, you can just talk to him. Kyler Murray's text message was like, you could have just called me.
It's true.
Not his text message, his tweet.
Yeah.
It was like, you could have just called me, bro. Like,
Yeah, like if you have a problem, just say it. Like,
Yeah.
but that's the thing is that maybe he's at a point where he just they all don't like him. They just all don't like him.
There's seems
Patrick
to be a
Peterson's
leadership
also-
crisis in that team. I never thought Cliff Kingsbury was a particularly ingenious hire.
It's one of my notes. I was gonna ask when he said are the Titans good. I was gonna ask why. How does Cliff Kingsbury still have a job? Like that just bothers me.
He was perceived to have like this great offensive scheme, but when I watch them, I don't see
I
it.
don't see it at all. Do you not have the guy in place to do it? But well, fine. But well, like, why'd you draft him number 1?
I don't know. But here's the clip from that Patrick Peterson said on his podcast.
Yeah, you think Cliff Kingsbury may be the scapegoat in regards to their struggles.
It ain't no maybe. He will.
He will be. Yeah.
Yeah, he will be.
Uh-huh.
He will be. And the crazy thing about it, the guy who hired him will still have a job.
Yep. It sounds about right. I initially I was thinking that they probably would stick with him because of the contractual agreement he has. But now just seeing how bad they've been, and then
Man, they fired a coach after a season, man.
Yeah, and he signed that extension last March. But see, just vocally, Kyler Murray is talking about, and I don't like how he's doing that. I think he should keep some things privately. But it tells me he doesn't care about his head coach. And he's putting everything on the head coach, basically saying
Kyler Murray don't care about nobody but Kyler Murray. That's just a matter of the fact.
He's still on the team.
I got
he's
to.
retired, I believe.
Patrick Peterson's on the team.
Is he?
Hey, I can't argue. I don't know him personally. You played with him for a few years, so I got to take your word for it.
Did he retire and I didn't realize?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's retired. Patrick, I thought
No,
this
he's currently in the Vikings, but I believe he's on IR.
Yes, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah,
that.
even DeAndre Hopkins apparently replied saying, "You gained attention but lost respect" to Patrick Peterson essentially for this clip.
Who said that?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Is he right? He's right to be upset, DeAndre Hopkins, because it's like he's a year removed, 2 years removed from being in the locker room. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but
But they
he's
were
also-
teammates, right?
They
Like
were teammates, but it's also his job right now. Like if he's doing podcasting,
For sure.
How are you gonna say it though?
I mean, but also, Kyler Murray's entitled to his response, right? Like, that's what.
Oh, you
Twitter
can.
is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I'm not
You
saying that. I'm saying what Patrick Peterson did. Like, what,
Yeah.
Like he's.
I mean,
not,
I'm not particularly offended by it. I don't understand the outcry. Like even Duke in our chat was going crazy about it. Like, why not just call him? I was like, that's literally what Kyler Murray's point was, is that Patrick Peterson could have called him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what this
makes
is?
sense.
When they squad up in Warzone and everything, Kyler Murray picks the landing spot. Kyler Murray gets first dibs on all the gear and everything, and Patrick Peterson's just
Doesn't
upset
like
about
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, "Fuck it, man. I want the SMG this time around." You know?
Yeah. That said, I think Lamar Jackson may have put his foot in his mouth further, foot in his mouth worse. Used the homophobic slur when going after a fan
What'd he
this
say?
week. He said
F-word?
all you've ever done is
Suck dick.
yeah. I was trying to avoid saying it. And like,
Is
you
that
know,
homophobic?
well, in that you view that as an insult. It's like,
It's true because if it's like, oh, you do suck dick, it's like, yeah, man, I like that.
yeah,
shit.
like whenever, like, it is one of my fantasy chats that the guys will make jokes like, oh, like calling me a woman. I was like, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Like, it's not an insult. Like, I'm not, but it's okay.
Would you rather? What was the would you rather? Would you rather suck one dick for $50,000 a pop?
Mm-hmm.
Suck one dick. Yeah, one dick, $50,000 one time, or $1,000 for every dick you sucked.
So I don't need money. I'm okay.
So you're not even doing it?
No.
What if you're forced?
Well, I mean, then I'll take the most money if I'm forced. But
But that means you would have to suck
Who's-
51 dicks to be in the plus.
In which scenario am I being forced and paid?
They're both forced, but like willingly.
Why would-
forced.
why
are
would
we
I wanna
building
suck
stadiums in
more
Qatar?
dick for
Why
the
am I
same
being
amount of
forced and
money?
paid? I don't
No, that's what I'm
understand.
saying. Is like if you're sucking, so it's 50,000 you do once and you're done.
Yeah,
Okay. Or suck as many dicks as you want for $1,000 a pop.
but that's why. Like, I'd have to suck 50 of them to get that same amount,
51,
right?
yeah.
Why would I want to suck 50 dicks? No, just do it once.
All right, cool. So everybody's in
Let's
for
work.
one, even
Come on.
piece.
No, I'm
This
just
isn't a
saying,
scalable business, Terry. This is
No,
an
but I
initial
think
investment.
if I'm like this, If I'm like,
This is
if I
seed
need,
money for my next project, pun intended.
if there's no like deadline, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm going on vacation. I need a couple $1,000. Let me just go suck.
Give
couple
me the
guys'
cash
I don't know.
now.
It's not a thing-
free vacation for me.
it's not a thing
It's
that
15
motivates
minutes
me.
of work.
Yeah, but why go on vacation when you
I'm
put
not
a
that
down
good at it. It's
payment?
gonna take me a while,
Put a down
Terry.
payment on a house, Terry. Think about it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But I have a
Vacation for
house.
one dick or down payment on a house for one dick. Think about it.
But again,
I think I'm going 100 dicks, man. Getting 100.
I get like, it's not motivating enough for me. Like if it's something I like, sure, it's not something I like to do. So
Boring.
I guess yeah, I'm boring that way.
Boring. Peas doesn't want.
I'm boring in that I'm not a prostitute.
Sucky,
Who's being?
$50,000.
I guess that's the one scenario where you're being forced
Yeah.
to perform sexual acts and you're paid for it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like building stadiums in Qatar.
Yeah. Exactly. That
Yeah.
won't do anything after.
Or
We're all
an
gonna be.
OnlyFans account.
They're gonna be storage rooms.
So, World Cup is come and gone for Canada. What does that mean for Canada and soccer?
I think it's. I mean, listen. It's. I watched all 3 games. Glued to the TV. Supported. First game. I think the coach made. Your brother was like hating on the coaching decisions. I don't think that the coach. It's his first World Cup. Also, like he World Cup the women's team. It's a different game completely. You're dealing with things that they're a lot faster, they're a lot stronger, and you have a good team, but also very inexperienced and young team.
But man to man for 90 minutes against Belgium was a lot.
And the thing is that it was a good plan, but they had no help down the middle.
No.
And it was obvious. And I'm a guy. I grew up watching soccer. My dad was a coach. My brother was a good soccer player. I grew up playing soccer. I understand when I see something just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an expert. And I think the middle was wide open the entire time. They were just dominating.
And they moved
Against Croatia,
Davies away from his defensive position to play a more offensive role because they didn't have any striking. And
but they had a lot. They were good on D. They didn't need Davies on D. The fact that they had Johnston, Miller,
for sure, but he normally controls the defensive side of the midfield, right? And his role was offensive in this World Cup.
It had to be. It had to be because
they were missing that piece.
They had to be with speed, and it worked in the second game in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So. What's next for Canada? You just rebuild for 4 years, and that's it.
I think
the biggest problem for me was the goaltending, and I love Milan Borjan from the entire way. Like I'm a huge fan, but he was completely off, and it shouldn't have been him in the third game.
Well, I mean, the third game didn't matter.
No, but you put the young guys in, like they have the kid from Pierrefonds, James.
True.
You put him in, get him a game.
Yeah.
If he's younger, he's going to be there. Borjan might not be there in 4 years. Give him a game. Why not?
I'm really happy Alphonso Davies got the goal in the second game because if Canada's first ever goal was scored by a Moroccan, I would have been very upset.
The goalie from Morocco was from Montreal.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
The thing with Team Canada though is, I liked that what I was watching was not just them playing this defensive shell and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Like we saw with Qatar and Iran, they were just trying to not be embarrassed, really, and kind of got embarrassed anyway.
Yeah.
I like that Canada kind of went for the jugular.
Of course, yeah,
and,
I love it.
And it didn't work. Fine.
Yeah, you got to play Canada tough, and the whole we're going to fuck up Croatia thing, like that's good.
Yeah.
I like that stuff.
Even the Croatia game, I found the first 30 minutes we played well, and then we just collapsed in the midfield.
But they looked shocked.
Because
after playing 90 minutes of man against Belgium to 4 days later having to play Croatia, after the first 30 minutes they look gassed.
It's not even the man. It's that the Croatia's midfield is like the best midfield in the world.
Yeah, they're just older, but they're really good.
But they're older. They're 4 years removed.
But that's it. At the beginning, when we were challenging, we had possession of the ball, then great. The moment Croatia got the ball, we just turtled ourselves, and exactly that. They just had full control over the middle of the field, and we couldn't do anything about it.
Like, instead of Atiba Hutchison in the second game, he should have come out in the second half for sure. They should have put up more speed in there. I mean, there's a lot of things they could have done, but I'm very happy with how they played.
Yeah.
They went, like you said, they're tough. They played. They went fast. Like they didn't hold back. Them and Qatar, the only two teams didn't get a point.
I mean, also the expectations in this tournament, the fact that we got a goal, I think, was already a big deal in a lot of ways because we never had one before.
And the way it happened,
we were by far a long shot to make it out of the group stage.
Yeah, like even I remember watching like the previews on TSN.
No, I saw the odds.
Well, nobody's expecting Canada to go far, but what if? And I'm like, no, there is no what if. Don't put that idea in people's minds. This isn't happening. If we get past the
that's
first
how you get
round,
on Twitter.
A win would have been the World Cup for Canada.
Yeah.
That's it. So 4 years, Montreal's not getting one because Legault's an idiot. We're not getting a game, but 4 years in North America, it's gonna be fun.
It feels like the Team USA from the '90s, like that Tony Meola team that made that World Cup, and like
Tony Meola,
it kind of created the expectation that the US is gonna at least compete for a spot.
It lights
for
a spark.
Years to come.
That's all it is.
That's kind of what it felt for Canada. I
agree,
think the future's bright.
I'm very happy
for the US. They played a game against Iran that felt like it was about more than soccer.
Oh my God.
The Iranian press that were there were state-sponsored media. Like in Iran, the media is controlled by the government.
Yeah.
Absolutely outright. They're a branch of the government.
Yeah.
And so,
also executions
like
executions of protesters is also controlled by the government.
Well, yes, but
15,000 protesters.
That's kind of why you need to control the press, right? Because you're just executing people in public. So
it's crazy how that happens.
One media member asked the coach why he hasn't asked for the American Navy to withdraw their ships, and he he spoke in a word salad and didn't answer anything.
Who asked him that?
It was when the Iranian journalist, they asked a 2-part question. He asked like, first, he's
The
like,
soccer coach.
yeah, he's like, first part, why haven't you asked for the U.S. Navy to remove their ships? Also, with regards to your tactics. It was the strangest 2-part question I ever heard. And then there was this question here that was asked to Captain Tyler Adams. This is a 24-year-old man in response to a question about...
He's 24?
He's 24, yeah,
He's
about
fucking good.
racism in the United States.
You say you support the Iranian people, but you're pronouncing our country's name wrong. Our country is named Iran, not Iran. Please, once and for all, let's get this clear. Second of all, are you okay to be representing a country that has so much discrimination against black people in its own borders? And we saw the Black Lives Matter movement over the past few years.
My apologies on the mispronunciation of your country. Yeah, that being said, there's discrimination everywhere you go. One thing that I've learned, especially from living abroad in the past years and having to fit in different cultures, is that in the U.S. we're continuing to make progress every single day. I grew up in a white family with obviously an African American heritage and background as well. So I had a little bit of different cultures, and I was very very easily able to assimilate in different cultures. So not everyone has that ease and the ability to do that, and obviously it takes longer to understand. And through education, I think it's super important. Like you just educated me now on the pronunciation of your country. So it's a process. I think as long as you see progress, that's the most important thing.
I would have flipped it and be like, progress, like not murdering protesters.
Well, it's funny because they mentioned the Black Lives Matter protests.
Oh, okay.
But not the Iranian protests.
But you know what?
But
Good on him.
I would have been so tempted to snarky remark back.
But you know what? They were probably
the
told.
The tone of the question was like
They were probably told.
provoking. Yeah, exactly.
But for a 24-year-old to show that much composure,
Yeah, good for him.
I'm not sure I'm capable to do it now. At 24, I was definitely not capable.
I didn't really know who he was. Other than
captain.
Yeah, I know that. I watched the game, so like I knew who he was. I'm like, fuck, this guy's good. I had no idea who he was, and like, man, he's sharp.
He was chosen as captain over Pulisic because he's a better spokesperson.
Did you see what Pulisic tweeted? I don't know if it's a real tweet.
Probably not.
And it said,
if it has any personality, it's not a real tweet.
It is. It said it's not pronounced Iran. It's pronounced eliminated.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say pronounced soccer.
He's good, Pulisic. I think it was him.
He also had to tweet out the fact that the ball didn't hit him in the nuts when he scored that goal and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
no,
good.
I'm
But
fine.
why? You could have been Captain America.
Yeah, it's true.
It would have been
Yeah.
glory. The
Missed
branding
opportunity.
Yeah, the money.
See, again, no personality.
Zero. Soccer
Eagle, it's time for hot sauce bets.
I didn't even check what game there is tonight, so I'm gonna check the odds live because last time you gave me shit for giving you the wrong odds.
Yeah, you gave
but
me.
they were correct. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna show it on the screen so you guys don't get it wrong. So we have Buffalo Bills, which are currently -3.5 at the New England Patriots. I feel like this is our first show back, but Terry's done a good job trying to explain all this stuff. So, Terry, you are the MVP till now. So, you get to choose between you want the Bills at -3.5 or the Patriots at +4.
So the last time was the Texans game. Texans against the Eagles, and you took the Eagles. Did you do your did you honor your bet?
No, because it was controversy.
There's no
'Cause
controversy.
Eagle gave the wrong line.
What was the line?
Whatever the line
It was like
was,
14
by the time
points,
we
but it was
checked it an
7.5
hour
in
later,
real
the
life.
odds had changed.
And it was 8 points the game.
Was it 8?
It was an 8-point difference.
So I owe one. Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it completely out of place 1 month later.
So I'm going Bills for sure. I'm going Bills. The Pats.
Listen, I'm going to take the Pats because clearly Bill Belichick and coaching and blah, blah, blah. Coaching
Super
is
Bowls.
important. And
Yeah.
you don't need quarterbacks.
Super Bowl, Brady.
Yeah.
Words.
But you know what? I do
Cincinnati.
have Ramondre Stevenson in like 4 leagues. So that would be awesome. He's
That'd be
also
great.
my showdown captain in like 6 lineups. So
Oh, there you go.
that would be awesome.
Next.
No, but this isn't rapid fire yet. This is just the betting stuff.
Oh,
Did you
my
guys hear the rumor that apparently Tom Brady might be going back to New England at the end of the season? And
Yeah,
then
I
Mac
did hear
Jones is on
that.
the way up.
I did hear that.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
I
though.
heard.
I also hear they're going to bring back Mike McDaniel because he's having a shit
I heard
year. Or
he's
Josh
trying
McDaniels,
to
sorry.
see how many of his receivers he can bring back with him.
Yeah.
But Antonio Brown is basically blockaded in his home, so he can't.
Okay, are we going to get into rapid fire?
I don't think so.
Just tell me what it is. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, it's literally that. He's being, I don't know, investigated by the police for something.
There's a warrant. There's a warrant out for his arrest for not misdemeanor, but for non-felonious what's it called, domestic abuse. So he threatened his wife. He said he was going to kill his wife, his ex-wife. And so the police are looking for him, and he's barricaded himself in his home. And there's a
I would
standoff between him and the police.
I'd love to see the text message that says, "Bitch, I'm gonna kill you," and then he's gonna be like, "Nah, that's not what I meant, man. You guys always twisted my words."
The worst is when, like, it'll be from his ex-wife being like, "Listen, I'm just trying to help," and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you." Like Tom Brady was like,
"Why are you trying to help me?"
He's trying to expose Tom Brady with the nicest text message I've ever read between two friends. Like, well, okay, cool. Yeah, it's super weird.
I wish
super
I had a
weird.
friend like Tom Brady with messages like that.
Yeah, honestly, I wish Tom Brady would send me that message.
I'm more a Lamar Jackson type.
Yeah, fucking guy. I think I fucked something up.
Rapid
That's fine.
fire.
It's good. All right, rapid fire here, boys. We're gonna start with the first one. Exploding Kitnas. UF quarterback and son of former NFL quarterback John Kitna, Jalen Kitna, was arrested and released on $80,000 bond for possession and distribution of child pornography. He also was banned from using the internet and being unsupervised around minors. Apparently, this is on a Discord chat where he sent the pictures to someone. They found out his IP and his address. When they interrogated him, then they asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I thought it was legal because it was on the internet."
What's on the internet?
What? That's a worse defense than I thought.
But what's on the internet?
A picture of something which apparently involved a minor. We don't know how minor. We don't know what it was.
Was it his image?
No.
No, it's an image. But he disseminated the image through Discord,
Ah, okay. Oh, man,
which
that's
is also
fucked-
illegal.
That's fucked up. But it's
Yeah.
not a felony.
I mean, it
I
is.
mean, I
It's
don't
possession and
know.
distribution of child porn. It's
That's
just
weird.
normally when this stuff happens, it's like you have like gigs and terabytes of it on your
Yeah.
thing. This is like, again, we don't know the whole story, but
He'll-
as we're hearing right now, it's very much like you're a fucking idiot.
He'll
right,
get a
type of
slap
thing.
he'll get a slap on the wrist. But it's weird. Why would you like?
It's
just don't do
weird.
it. Like
It-
knowing who you are and who your dad is and what you're trying to do with your life. Like just be careful. with that.
Yeah,
Like,
and the weirdest part of the story for me was that
was it the Balenciaga stuff that he posted? Because that's not fair. If he got
sorry.
was
No,
it the-
no, it was something
Okay,
like
yeah,
legit.
because that's going everywhere.
Legit NSFW, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the weirdest part of the story for me was that this was discovered by the IT
Ayatollah.
police.
There was a cyber tip that came in.
The cyber police in Gainesville, Georgia. I've been to Gainesville, Georgia, and I'm surprised the police department has computers. So
It's a swamp.
I put on my conspiracy
well, no,
theory
it's
hat.
it's actually a nice lake town. It's
Oh, it's
where
like a
my friends
town?
own a lake house.
Someone sent it to him, saw he distributed it, and goes to U of Georgia and picked up the phone and said, "Hey,
Guess what?
hey,
bro?
guess what?
Yeah.
Our biggest rival, or one of them."
got him.
Well, it's University of Florida. They don't have rivals. They're not good enough to have rivals.
True.
Tell Mokan that.
I do every time I see him.
All right, next one. Round mount of rebound. Zion Williamson
crazy.
recently was asked a question and pled the fifth during this hard-hitting interview.
He's an idiot. He's actually
Happy Thanksgiving. You get to go home tonight and then leave tomorrow evening. Give us a little glimpse into what Zion Williamson's Thanksgiving looks like.
Just spending some time with my mom, stepdad, my friends, little brother, older brother, and get on the plane and go into Memphis.
What's your favorite dish? What you looking forward to eating the most?
He trying to set me up. And no matter what answer I give, social media gonna clown me. So no comment.
I'm sorry. You know what?
It's all love. I'm just joking.
Well, get some good turkey. We will see you tomorrow. Enjoy this win.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye, guys.
You know what I saw there?
I can't even blame him for that answer, honestly.
Yeah, you know what I saw there? I saw a kid that been ripped on about his weight.
Yeah.
About everything.
And
for
his
years.
agent and his PR
On the
team
show.
probably like, don't
Yeah.
fucking play into it type of thing.
I don't
and
even think I don't even think his PR team, but I think that him, he's like, listen, if I say gravy, they're gonna be like, no shit, bro. And if I say apples, like, yeah, you're fucking lying.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
wonder
know?
how many apples you eat.
Yeah.
Like candy apples.
I like me some pumpkin pie, like
Yeah,
some
apple
turkey,
pie,
like
7 of them,
cranberries, mashed
like-
potatoes. Like no answer is good. I
Exactly.
get it.
No,
So,
for
yeah.
sure. And I blame the internet for putting us in a situation to rob us of watching a young guy answer these questions and giving us ammo to make fun of his shitty eating habits on the show.
Full circle jerk.
Yeah.
It's just a revolving door.
Really, the first thing I thought of when I saw that, Terry, was how this affects us.
Yeah. It doesn't.
All right, next.
as
In
a
the
fat
meantime, I'm
guy,
going
it
to try and
kinda
find
does.
a clip of him because he had a very classic dunk the other night, and I want to go find it. Okay,
No,
let's
he's
go-
good.
Zion, the whole sequence. I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
yeah,
That
it was
whole
awful, eh?
He's so good.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Oh, it was
It's-
so terrible.
Like he looks like he's still playing his children.
I'm happy like because you could tell he did lose a lot of weight and he's in shape.
Yeah.
And he actually looks good now. So I'm happy
but
that
like
it's,
also
it's
like
working.
so he gained a lot of weight. He was recovering from injury.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to stay.
No, but even in college, he wasn't.
Stay away from running
finished
screaming
it.
roads
This
because
one,
all
right?
they're going to do is double him. Look out.
But he didn't show before at the beginning. He blocks. He makes the block and then brings the ball up.
I think like it's in the clip. Yeah, it's this one, right?
This is the play before.
Yeah, take it away.
that was after.
Again, it looks like he's playing in high school. He look. I know we're talking about him not being able to keep fit, but he actually looks like when Shaq was in shape.
Exactly.
You know, like,
have you seen Shaq now without a shirt?
Yeah,
ripped.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Pandemic, huh?
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That guy also owns like 35 Taco Bells. So like,
he's just not eating at them.
he owns over 100.
Well, maybe he is
fast
because
food
the
restaurants.
diarrhea helps keep him fit.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right. Next here, Obi Hayes. Odell Beckham Jr. was arrested when he could not be awoken on his flight departing from Miami this weekend. Apparently, he was groggy. When asked to put on his seatbelt, he refused. Then they asked him to get off the plane. He refused. They had to get everyone else off the plane to then bring police in to escort him off the plane. And then we will see what happens.
The ruining the flight for everyone sucks. But come on, if you've been to live, there's no way you're getting off that plane seat. Like, I understand being so wrecked the next morning. You just can't move.
So.
Like,
It's
Miami.
This is where I am with it, okay? If you're that much of a nuisance where the plane has to be evacuated, get off the plane.
Yeah.
Right? You're not bigger than the rest of these people.
Of course.
Which was what he thinks he is. But I
Is
also
he so fucked that he can't get up though?
Maybe. I also read a story that I don't know which one of his teammates came out and said this is what he does when he gets on a plane. Odell Beckham, that's what he does. He gets on a plane, he goes in a corner, and he puts a
blanket over
his head, and he sleeps.
Yeah.
And apparently and he has headphones on. Apparently the person said something to him. He didn't answer.
Noise canceling or whatever.
Whatever. Said something again to him. He removed this thing. He kind of looked confused. Then they said, "Sir, you're drunk. You're gonna have to get off the plane." Like within 10 seconds, this person decided that he was drunk and to get him off the plane. This is what I read. So I don't know, but if it's him being hammered on a plane, or if maybe he's on some medication because he's in pain,
or drugs because
he doesn't have an NFL contract and he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a little high.
But will he have an NFL contract with your Dallas Cowboys?
I hope so because
they're
CD Lamb,
2-1. They're 2-1 in Vegas.
CD Lamb looks good now. Michael Gallup is looking good now.
Yeah.
And the fact if you can throw in, I don't know why they got rid of Amari Cooper. Like at this point, like
they had to.
At this point, they're gonna sign Odell Beckham. Money?
No, but
money.
The money won't.
They're
be
gonna pay him in
close.
Bitcoin. Don't worry.
Oh, that's true.
But also know that I don't the money won't be close to what they would have paid Amari this year.
Yeah.
The big cash in. Amari's contract was built to get rid of him last year.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
I
hope they do get
the
it.
Cowboys have a good GM, man. I hate to admit it to you. The Cowboys are actually making smart decisions. It's weird, except for paying Ezekiel Elliott.
Imagine Zeke, Tony, CD, Gallup, Odell Beckham, Dak.
Yeah, it's a good team. And their defense, by the way.
Who the fuck are the Eagles at that point? Like, Eagles can suck my balls.
Yeah, I think you're going to be disappointed this week.
Next, well, now they call me Speedo. The Jacksonville Jaguars mascot channeled his inner Florida man by sporting an American flag-adorned Speedo at the last game, and we get to see him.
A 28-yard strike from Lawrence to Hasty, and we're a 28-yard.
Oh my god!
I was shocked. I thought they traded what's his name?
Who? Chanel?
No, the quarterback.
Lawrence?
No, the quarterback who looks like that.
Oh no, he plays for the Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name?
Blake Bortles.
No, the backup for Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. I thought they traded Gardner Minshew.
It looks exactly like him.
I'm just gonna say, like, that's a great hip thrust right there.
It is,
Like,
man.
that's
Look at that
fucking
form.
Honestly, look, if I had that mascot's body, that's what I was wearing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Why
Middle
would
of
you?
winter, that's what I'd be wearing.
They probably brought in the skinny guy. Bring in the skinny mascot. We're going bottomless.
Nice. Or
Hey,
topless.
just heads today, boys.
All right, and our last one for today, Better Call God. A small Buddhist temple in Thailand has been left without any monks attending to it after they were all dismissed for failing a mandatory drug test. The drug of choice he tested positive for? Meth.
Oh, meth. Meth seems like fun.
It seems
If a monk
terrifying.
is doing meth, it's fucking fun.
Yeah.
Because who are the most disciplined people in the world? Monks.
Yeah.
If a monk decides to
Monks,
fucking-
Bill Parcells.
yeah, at least, and then Bill Parcells,
Herm Edwards.
Yeah.
Wakes up at 4:30 still every day.
yeah, John Gruden probably 4:35 now. That he doesn't have a job.
But just, John Gruden won't be in the same room as Herm Edwards for reasons.
Yeah,
For Jerry Jones reasons.
but imagine if you're gonna break your monkness, if you're gonna break all that,
Mhm.
what are you gonna break it for? Meth. Meth must be fire. It
Seriously,
must
you
be-
chose meth over sex.
Yeah, like you chose meth over jerking off.
Seriously.
If you haven't jerked off in like 16 years,
Over talking.
all you gotta do is look at it and you'll just bust.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a hell of a drug.
You're gonna be like, go on. You're on a good rant. Please continue.
No, we need more Terry on meth and monks.
Yeah, I can have a full episode on just like who. If this person takes this drug, you know it's good. I can do a full episode on that.
I feel that's a good stand-up routine.
Yeah. Imagine a monk on fucking meth.
Yeah, it must
Like,
be wild.
Who's not interested in that?
That is their contribution to society.
I know exactly the rabbit hole that I'm going down right now, and it's high monks. I'm gonna Google it right now, like just like monks on meth.
Maybe that's why they set themselves on fire.
That's not what they do when they die.
No, it was like one of those protest things.
Monks set themselves on fire.
Yeah, it was like a big deal when
When
they were
was this?
protesting like the Tibetan War and all that
I didn't
stuff.
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, little piece of history.
Barrel of Monks.
It's the cover of Rage Against the Machine. You ever seen it?
Oh no! Now that you tell me.
Yeah, Battle of LA.
Now that you tell me,
Yeah,
I can see it.
Well,
was that long?
No.
An hour.
Oh, it's because we started late.
Yeah, we started.
Yeah.
That's why Iggy is waiting patiently. So he's the first person I'm thanking today. Thank you, Iggy, for your
Thank you,
patience.
Iggy.
We'll get to. Do
I mean,
our show
wait.
tomorrow.
Eagles suck.
In our defense, he's usually 20 minutes.
I know.
late,
I'm
so
shocked.
we're right on
True.
time.
I'm
Yeah, we're right on
shocked
time.
he's not 3 hours late. So
it's like it's almost like good.
Yeah.
Good.
This is Iggy, by the way. This is our life normally. It's 7:08 for you. Terry, man, this was awesome. I missed
Fantastic. Miss you guys.
you.
too.
Thanks for coming. We're gonna definitely, if we're gonna see at least one of those movies, at least Cocaine Bear
Together.
and Violent Night. I'm down for both. Yeah.
I'm down to get an edible and watch Cocaine Bear in a movie.
1000%.
Get some meth.
Well, only if we invite monks.
No, if we're gonna watch Cocaine Bear, we're not doing meth.
We're doing coke. Eagle,
Never.
thank you for all the production work. I want to thank everyone for the patronage and the patience, by the way. We know it sucks when you're listening to podcasts and they go off air for a while. So thank you for bearing with us. We want to thank you again for those who have liked, subscribed, watched, rated, reviewed, done all that wonderful stuff. Please continue to do so. But most of all, I want to thank you all for letting me be myself. You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports.